In today's video, what we're gonna do is go over how to beat this little loser right here. Wait for it. This little nasty guy right here, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I'm gonna teach you how to make the best team possible to deal with this unit, and just the ways to, to play around this man right here, because he is a nuisance in PvP. So I just wanted to, help you guys out and deal with this man until he gets deleted from the game 4 months. In the next 4 months, just like Ultra Vegeta Blue. Anyway, so let's go back to team setup here. Now, usually to deal with Ultra Gogeta Blue's unique gauge specifically, because if you don't know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's unique gauge, once it's used up, can pretty much counter anything. Blast, strike, special move, pretty much any card in the game, he can counter it. So what you need to do is pretty much you need to have a team, or you need to have a unit that can be able to tank this man's hits relatively well. So let's go to what we're gonna do here is just search element yellow for now. We're gonna just pick out and choose the best yellow units, and then focus on a team surrounding those particular units. So one of the first unit that I'm gonna go over is going to be obviously this unit right here, which is going to be Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta. Probably one of the biggest counters to this new unit here because of his specific ability here. The, hope I'm saying it right, rush gauge. Hold on, let me see here. What's it actually called here? Okay, whatever, I can't find it, but I believe it's called attack rush mechanic, or you could just correct me down in the comment section below if I'm incorrect. But you know what this guy does, once he fuses into Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, once you land a strike arts card against the opponent, then once you repeatedly click on the strike arts card, he's able to continuously pretty much hit the opponent continuously, and then evade or avoid in the past, before this unit release, but avoid Ultra Super Saiyan 2's Gohan's unique gauge of like preventing you from using a strike, or preventing you from using a strike and then countering a blue card. So we're gonna start with this man first here. We're gonna formulate a team surrounding this unit right here. Now, since he is a god unit and he's also on sagas from movies, I'm gonna be focusing on those particular two teams, right? And fusions, right? But fusions, I mean, if you do have the, I don't have it. I don't think I don't have it, but it is the new Vegeta. Let's just put a placeholder here. Let's see. Yeah. Let's just call this the transforming or the Vegeta and Goku tag unit that transforms into Super Vegeta. Let's just say that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is that unit, just for demonstration purposes. And so you'll run these two together because their Z abilities are pretty much almost identical. And then when they're awakened all the way up to 14 stars to maxed out, they also gain their Z ability also has an additional where the team, or where God Ki units particularly, I believe, get an extra 12% to HP. So you could run like a fusion setup, and then you could do like you could put him actually in the leader slot. Now that I think about it, put him in the leader slot. Then you could run also with Pycon, right? Because Pycon, he gives the team multiple green cards. He's a revive character, and pretty much a nice Rising Rush fodder unit to have in the team. Obviously, I'm not going to include Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta on these team setups because the whole purpose of this video is to deal with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and I know the easiest way possible to deal with an opponent Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is if you have your own. But if you don't have it, this is what this video is focused on. If you don't have Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you haven't pulled them. That's why I put the tag Goku and Vegeta in the leader slot. And then you also have Pycon here. So what I'm going to do here is just going to show you the bench here. So the bench, what we're going to do is let's search for, this is probably one of the best bench options here. So this is going to be probably one of the better bench options just because of his Z ability. When he's maxed out, let me show you. 30% to Fusion Warrior, strike, attack, and defense, and then 12% additional to base HP. And then we're going to run also the Go Tanks, Gotenks because he buffs the Gogeta, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. And then he also gives, his Z ability is pretty good as well. 20% to HP. The Fusion Warrior. And then his Zenkai, yellow Fusion Warrior, which is perfect for Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, this unit right here. And then we're going to end it off with this Zenkai buffer right here. Yeah, this is the one. This is just to Zenkai buff the Pikkon. Z ability is decent. It's only a single Z ability, so that's why he has high blast. Yeah, so 38% to Fusion Warrior base blast attack, and then provides his green Sagas from movies base blast. Pretty much is the focus here. But yeah, blast attack and then blast defense. So this is a team that you'll be running. Equipment, you could just focus on, you could just use this. So click here, and it'll show you the best equipment for this particular team setup. I'm not really going to focus more on the equipment. I'm just going to focus more on the actual units. So this is one possible team to run, which is Fusion Warriors, to deal with Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. With the main unit to deal with them is this unit right here. So the team's focus around this particular unit. All right, next we're going to focus on Sagas from movies. So let's go on with Sagas from movies, and I believe the best unit to deal with the man. Well, actually, this man is back here because he's also on Sagas from movies, but I also want to include this Gotenks right here. Now this Gotenks, in terms of Z ability, does 30% to Sagas from movies or Fusion Warriors, and an additional 15% to Hybrid Saiyans. But that doesn't matter. What this unit is he's very defensive orientated. He's able to steal the opponent's Dragon Balls. He's also able to obscure the opponent. I believe it's on, inflicts, and you're also able to switch. Inflicts force switching. So if you're facing against Super Saiyan 4 or another, basically a unit, you can switch him out here. But his ability pretty much to steal Dragon Balls is the main reason why I included him or mentioned him in this video. And he's a defensive yellow unit that's, if you design him defensively in terms of equipment, he's able to tank, Ultra Super Gogeta's strike and blast attacks and whatnot. And he's also able to relatively tank, the ultimate, even though, he does go type neutral, he can still, deal with that nonsense. I believe, so when he actually cover changes, he's able to obscure the opponent's card. So that's going to be a nice addition as well. And he also has endurance, so there's that. You also run him. So you basically focus the team on the Gotenks in this instant. So what I'm going to do here is run this team. And there you have it. So this is pretty much the Sagas from movies team. Yes, I know it's Fusion Warriors. It's basically his Fusion Warriors, but at this point, this is pretty much the best team to kind of in terms of Sagas and movies. You need at least 2 yellows and then 1 unit. So you could replace the Pikkon with Beast Gohan. You have Beast Gohan is pretty good. He's able to one-shot the opponent. So if you're able to one-shot the opponent with Beast Gohan, then you can also include him with the team. But then if you have Beast Gohan here, so let me see your Beast Gohan. So if you have Beast Gohan, then you could just remove you could just remove that guy and then slap in there you go. So you can slap in this guy instead, because this guy, he has a pretty nice Z ability for Sagas from movies, 32% to, I believe, strike, attack, defense, 32% to strike and blast defense. Okay, so he's actually double defensive, but then he also read Sagas from movies, a pretty good Z ability right there. Also, if you're a little bit, I'll show you another Sagas from movies team that's actually really good to deal with the Gogeta, because you could actually one-shot Gogeta with this team here. Let me show you guys. All right, so now this is the powerful opponent Sagas from movies team that could really, one-shot Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and that's because the focus on this team is on Beerus, because once you use that AoE green, he's, let me show you this guy. So his AoE green, when he hits the opponent with AoE green, he gains an additional 20% to damage inflicted. Also, so when you use this and then land a blue card, because this blue card does 40% to special damage inflicted, so this is very, very powerful. You could also use the green card with the main, right? Or the ultimate. So he's getting an additional 20% to damage inflicted, plus an additional 40% to ultimate damage inflicted. like any nullifies endurance. This will like hit Gogeta like, ridiculously. He will hit him with rock when his gauge is not active, of course. Talk about when his gauge is not active, right? Also, when he switches in, you know, he's able to pretty much counter, and he also draws a special move damage. Goes type neutral. This is the big thing. Type neutrality. That's the reason why this team's focused on special move damage. They just one-shot Gogeta, get him out of the way, and stuff like that. You can also pretty much replace the Zenkai Broly for another Zenkai buffer for the Beerus here. Let me see here. This is probably the best one here because let me show you his Z ability. 30% to powerful opponent, and then who cares about regen? But then his Zenkai is blue and powerful opponent, which does blast, which is Beerus. He's a blast. He's a ranged unit, so he does more blast damage, and then blast defense. Right. This is the purpose, right? You also have, you know, revival. You also have comeback. Gogeta, he can't nullify comeback. He takes so much damage from Frieza. It's ridiculous. Frieza's comeback still like best in the game. So yeah, Frieza can handle Gogeta no problem. Now I'm gonna, you know, go over some other units here that I think is going to be pretty decent against Gogeta. This unit right here with his unique coordinate, right? I mean, you could also, you know, let me actually do it all at once. Not waste your time here. Here, these two units. I'm gonna do these two units together because UI, you already know what UI does. If its gauge is able to pretty much stall, you know, deal with strike attacks, lock in the opponent, and then slap him with the ultimate. So you already know what this guy does. I'm gonna be focusing more on this guy because the trunks. Because, you know, when they get below a certain percentage of HP, they reduce the opponent ki to 0 completely. So that's a good defensive option. Plus, they do ridiculous amount of blast damage, right? You can if you get Gogeta in a situation where he can't really switch out, you could just slam blast cards in this man's face. You could just slam blast cards and this guy would be able to just absolutely obliterate this man. He does tons of blast damage. So in terms of team wise, like if you could focus this guy on like a future team, but then ideally you could probably just focus on like a pure Saiyans team. Let me see, is he on pure Saiyans? He is on Saiyans, yeah. So you can actually just run these two together. Let me see here. Where is the UI? Yeah. And then the bench would be Bardock, because I mean Bardock's like probably one of the best benches out there. 30% to Saiyan, and then Yellow Saiyan. No brainer. Now you could run this guy if he buffs Vegeta clan with his Zenkai ability, but if you don't want that, you could just run this guy as well. But honestly, I feel like this would be better. And then in terms of the last slot, because, you know, I don't recommend running a full yellow team here. You know what you can do, you could also, I don't have him, so I'll use this guy's. You could also run once again to tag Goku and Vegeta and whatnot. And then, since they're all, actually no, they're not all God Ki. So actually, let me focus this on like a God Ki team. There you go, actually, this guy as well. So you could just focus this man here, you use this guy, and then Zenkai ability, there you go. Because this God Goku, once his gauge activates, he goes type neutral. So what you can do, get him, use strike blast cards when his gauge is full, use the main, use a green card, then his gauge will be used up and he'll be type neutral, and then you can just one-shot the Gogeta. This guy's a very good option as well. People are underestimating him. He has AoE green as well. People are saying this man's dead, but that's not true. So this is pretty much for God Ki. And then the last option here you could run against the Gogeta here is this unit right here. Now I don't have him, unfortunately. I don't have this man here, but just pretend this guy is Ultra Kid Buu. Ultra Kid Buu, he has AoE green, he has endurance, he has multiple ways of restoring his vanishing gauge, and you know, you can pretty much stall out the match. You'll be able to tank relatively well. I mean, he has only like 60% to damage reduction, but he has multiple ways, as I mentioned before, multiple ways of like restoring his vantage gauge, and he does tons of damage. He's gonna be a great option. So we focus the team on like Buu Saga, Majin Buu Saga, So then you can also run the new green Majin Buu, Evil Buu. He's good. I know the coloring. Yeah, I know he's purple. Vegeta's purple and this guy's green, but still, if you're running a Majin Buu Saga team, you gotta like at least put him on the team. Otherwise, you can replace him with Gohan. Let's just pretend this is a Gohan. Right? Just pretend this is Ultimate Gohan, and then pretend this is like the tag Goku and Vegeta. So you have Ultra Kid Buu, tag Goku and Vegeta, and then Ultimate Gohan purple, and then the Zenkai buff first. Alright guys, so here will be the bench for the Majin Buu Saga team. I put this guy here because he buffs Blue and Majin Buu Saga, which would be good for the tag Goku and Vegeta. I know he does buff Region Power 1, but the main thing is Majin Buu Saga. This, I mean, he's just a good unit, so just bring him in, even though he's not really the Senkai buffing anybody here. He's just a good bench option. Then you have him, which is the Hui Pui. He gives 20% to HP for Majin Buu Saga. And then, as mentioned, you know, you can replace either one of these with the evil Majin Buu. Then you really release the green evil Majin Buu. You can probably replace. You could probably replace this guy because he doesn't really, his Z ability and Zenkai ability doesn't really help the team here because of the three most important. I mean, it does help for Ultra Kid Buu, but then you also have the tag Goku and Vegeta as well as Ultimate Gohan. So you could probably just use let me get a placeholder. Yeah, so you can probably just use the Evil Buu. So there you have it, guys. These are pretty much, you know, the units and the teams you could use to help deal with Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in PvP. So if you enjoyed this, you know, video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, comment down below whatever you want, and then I'll see you guys in the next Legends upload. Take care.